about the money and the power. It's all about the money and the power. It's all about the money and the power. It's all about the money and the power. It's your boy Bliss Entertainment.
Shawty, ain't shit changed. It's just a different day. I'm working like a slave. I bend my knees and then I pray. It's like we living for today and ain't no hope for tomorrow. Just gunshots and mamas crying and broken bottles. Really, this ain't living. Knowledge, that's a given. I can't fight the feeling. We trapped like a prison.
If you know what I'm saying, do your homework. If you're trapped doing numbers, you got your own work. Yeah, make the money, but the money don't make me. Jealousy and envy, now these niggas hate me. Plotting on another man. I don't think you understand. Work then you won't eat. I'm just trying to hustle, trying to stay on my feet. It's a cold world, ain't shit sweet. Survival of the fittest when you out in these streets. It's all about the money and the power. It's all about the money and the power. It's all about the money and the power. It's all about the money and the power.
We got them choppers that'll have you flying high. No private jets, just high and by. In the clouds flying by. I'm on the airlift, man, I'm out of here. Loving how the world is one when a new dance come out. That part be so hard, that way get paid. Lyrically, telepathically, and magnetizing everything. You know I'm from the A. We getting bread, we eating cake, so it's okay. I got my mind on my money on my. You gotta be there if you really want it. Gotta survive to thrive. That's just the way it is. And if you knew your purpose, then you would truly
If you
live.
don't work, then you won't eat. I'm just trying to hustle, trying to stay on my feet. It's a cold world, ain't shit sweet. Survival of the fittest when you out in these streets. It's all about the money and the power. 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 If you don't work, then you won't eat. I'm just trying to hustle, trying to stay on my feet. It's a cold world, ain't shit sweet. Survival of the fittest when you out in these streets. It's all about the money and the power. 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 It's your boy Bliss Entertainment.
Shawty, ain't shit changed. It's just a different day. I'm working like a slave. I bend my knees and then I pray. It's like we living for today and ain't no hope for tomorrow. Just gunshots and mamas crying and broken bottles. Really, this ain't living. Knowledge, that's a given. I can't fight the feeling. We trapped like a prison.
If you know what I'm saying, do your homework. If you're trapped doing numbers, you got your own work. Yeah, make the money, but the money don't make me. Jealousy and envy, now these niggas hate me. Plotting on another man. I don't think you understand.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Mindshift. Let me start that. Welcome to Mindshift Set Monday. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope that you all had a beautiful day in some type of way. Something made it beautiful for you. Let's just make sure that everything is good, because you know we're improving every week, and I just want to make sure that everything is solid. But I believe so today, because I learned a very valuable lesson. Let's go ahead and. All right, y'all. So welcome to Mindshift Monday. We're gonna go ahead and get this rolling. I hope everybody had a powerful day today. I'm sure you did. Some type of way you were able to see the power in your day. And yeah. So, because I know I did. You know, One thing about waking up is that we do have the power and the ability to tap in, be grateful, full of gratitude at all times, so that we can be able to move forward no matter how the day may feel, because who does not want to lay a little bit longer? Okay, who don't want to lay in the bed just a little bit longer? But at the same time, there's something in you, that's calling you out. That's like, hey, you said you're gonna do this. You said you're gonna do this. You're gonna, hey, let's get it. So, and I'm speaking for myself as well, but I also know we in that whole New Year groove where, everybody got something they want to do, and then eventually things start to, you start wavering and you start questioning your ability to even reach the goal, right? But that's why I'm here at Mindshift Monday, to make sure that we understand exactly where we're heading, and that to be empowered and know that you're definitely not alone. Obviously, look at everybody in the gym, look at everybody, just always doing all this talking. It's just so much going on, right? So you got to focus. You have to zone in and really come to terms with yourself and the things that you identify with, so that you can keep rising into your power and into your purpose, right? So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and kick this off. Welcome to Mindshift Set Mondays, where we step out of our routine and mundane way of thinking and shift to a higher perspective. We exercise everything else, so why not exercise the way we think and see things? All right. Now, of course, these video streams are coming from a heart-based frequency. So, heart-based frequency. So, let's go ahead and connect and dive in. All right. So, again, welcome. Today, I wanted to talk about the evolution of humanity, and just, man, all these major changes that are going on with us on Earth, in the United States, in your city, in a place near you, in different countries, in our monetary system, in our financial system, our educational system, everything. I'm sure that you are seeing the changes that are occurring, right? And so I just wanted to, bring the awareness and the empowerment that's needed at this time, for us to really either get a grip or let go, all right, of whatever it is you feel you want to hold on to at this time, right? Because there are some things that need to change, right, that we need to let go of. And then there are some things that we might need to hold on tight to, like our values, like our integrity, like our discernment, our wisdom, our power, our purpose, our intentions that we should be setting, our gratitude, the things that are invaluable, but valuable at the same time. All right, we're going to bring it back. So, I wanted to just bring light to that, because these are the changes that are occurring in our world. I mean, I know we probably weren't alive like millions and billions of years ago, but I mean, if you've even had a chance to just take time to look back at history and see the evolution of even our monetary system, these things now, things have always changed, but right now we are fully present, right? Because before, it was our grandparents, we'll just start at grandparents, possibly, 1920s, 1930s. We're going to start there, right? And that was when the financial system changed, according to the Federal Reserve being created, right? All right, so, no more gold, right? So now we've moved up a little further in time and we're in the 2020s. Okay, still the same time period, actually, still that same time frame, the 20s to the 30s. Those, I'm telling you, and even for myself, while I'm speaking about this, it's something that even I am going to make sure to pay attention to as well. Let me just make sure. Let me go back in here. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I pay attention to it as well. But the 20s to the 30s, like 1922 to 1932, or even the time period that we're in right now. Okay, how did that really look? Like, what did those changes really look like? I know we could probably go to 2008 as far as our financial system, and we could say, oh well, we had a very major crash. That was just like a really big thing that happened in the market with the real estate, with this and that. But as we've learned along the way, it's all about how you're also positioned. So even skills and jobs and different things are changing to the point where we really have to recognize that not only do you need more than one thing as far as an income even, but we just need to be thinking outside of our regular way of doing things. Okay, so in this type of economy, we definitely need to have not only streams of income or streams of certainty for how we need to move forward, but we also need to be powerfully in our presence of our purpose. Okay, and the way we do that is by making sure that as things are changing, that we, even at this time right now, that as previously stated, that our intentions are open to exactly what it is that we should be doing. So if that's really exploring your innate abilities, the things that we haven't really tapped into, like you knew you loved doing a certain thing when you were younger, or maybe there's something that been itching at you for a while that you haven't tapped into, that you haven't done, and you've always been putting it off like, nah, or maybe you were worried about what other people might say, or you just didn't do it because something I've done, nobody else was doing it, right? And everybody's like, nah, you gotta do this, the same little rhetoric, right? Well, let's get into 2023 where anything's possible, okay? Okay, you can scroll down your feed right now and literally see anything's possible because people put and do anything. And according to CCTV, which is literally the camera system connection where all the cameras are connected, where you can literally pull anything and stream it now onto social media, you can literally do anything, okay? People are doing anything, all right? But we don't want to just do anything. We want to move powerfully into the presence of our purpose. So I just want to make sure that we reiterate this time that we're in right now. So getting back to the financial system. So like I said, we can go back and look at the 1920s to the 1930s and see the changes in the financial system. And so we're also going to see those changes occur again now. All right, between 2022 all the way up until maybe the 2030s, early 2030s, we're going to see the same financial changes that occurred in the Federal, when the Federal Reserve was created. We're going to see those same changes occur now all the way up until 2030s. All right. So it's imperative that we just take heed to this. This is why we're having these breaches with the banks. And they're just like, hey, we tried, we're sorry, But then at the same time, you can't really follow the narratives that they're putting out because, a lot of things, it's like living in two different worlds. There are a lot of things that are taking place where this may be affecting one person, but it's not affecting another, right? So it really just depends on how you're set up. A lot of people that are older are used, or that just are that love customer service and actually like dealing with the physical person, they would prefer to walk into a bank. But as we see now, majority of the banks are winding down their interactions, and you're seeing longer lines possibly. But you're also seeing them head more into electronic era. Okay, so as far as even dealing with cryptocurrency and blockchain, you know, there are two levels to how this financial system is taking place. All right, and so in order to just get a good view of how this is taking place, like I say, you go back, you see how they created the Federal Reserve, right? All right, and they removed gold. So now, bam, we got a whole new system in place. This is what we're doing now. All right, so it's the same thing. We're introducing Zelle, right? Zelle and Cash App and all of these different things. Even Square, the company that owns Cash App, literally changed their name to Block for the essence of blockchain, which is basically just a financial ledger that just shows transactions or whatnot. But it's a lot more that you can do on it. But the whole point is the changes that are being made, they're subtly being made because as a consumer, most of the time we don't care about these things. We just want to make sure it works. All right. You pick up your phone, you go to do a transfer. Yeah, you want to make sure it works. All right. So if it doesn't work, then guess what? You know, we're trying to figure out what's going on. So the whole point of this is just to bring the awareness that things are changing and to make sure that we stay empowered to learn more about these changes possibly, and not necessarily always let people feed us into the changes that are being made, because there's a lot of information out here that is very empowering. There are a lot of technologies that are coming about that are very empowering as well. And one of those being what they call Chat GPT. And that in itself is just literally killing testing when it comes down to collegiate testing. Like it's literally passing medical exams, like anything, you name it. It's like demolishing standardized testing for licensing in any type of way. So they're really trying to figure out, like, you know, that's the old world. Like, so now what? How now is the collegiate system going to confirm or test out a student's ability to reinforce the things that they've learned, right? So it's interesting to watch because, again, we're literally seeing the old go out and the new come in. And so I'm sure generations, like I said, our grandparents that were here in the 20s and 30s or even born around that time, that are still here with us now, I'm sure that they are looking at this, and or even parents, just like even if you've been alive for 50 years, you know, or 30 years. Heck, I mean, just seeing the changes, period, it's just a very powerful thing. And so with that, again, it's important that we be empowered. So if someone is just even now, even dealing with jobs and positions, there is no point of being dissatisfied with where you are when you're working, when there's so much empowerment now for us to literally either be able to dive off and just, take a chance and do our own thing, or be the best that you're going to be until you reach the goal that you may have for yourself, or until you find one for yourself, or be the best person that you're going to be while you're there, right? Because that's what you're there for. There's no point of being lackluster in anything that we do. So, but skill sets, different not departments, but different areas of learning are opening up, especially with technology. Like there are so many avenues that people can learn from when it comes down to skill sets. So it's very important that if someone feels like their job will be taken away from, say, taken by, say, AI or a chat GPT, some type of automated system, then guess what? It will be imperative for them to, hold on. It will be imperative for them to say, hey, you know what? I think I want to learn something new, you know, or you go into your Department of Labor, or you get referred by another program, or you just search online the top 20 positions that will be making over six figures in the next 20 years or something, or the next 10 or 5 years or something, because realistically, the more money that they keep adding to the debt of our society is the longer debt bill that has to be paid through generations. And so honestly, every single person in America right now should be making six figures if realistically we were paying a debt back, you know, like every single person should be making six figures. And if it's not every single person, because obviously you have children, then that means six figures plus the ages of the children that you have. So the ages and however many children. So you got a child that's 12, you got a child that's 11, you got a child that's 10, an extra 12, an extra 11, extra, like that's really where we should be, especially with inflation. It only makes sense, you know, especially once you divide it up by the amount of people in America, da, 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 da. So anyway, so moving forward, again, I just want to reiterate that for us to embrace these changes and be empowered, of course, Mindshift Monday means that we're thinking differently. We're looking at things differently, and we're open to the things that we should be receiving in order for us to make those changes. All right. And so this goes for any and everyone. Like there may be a shift in business of, you know, a direction. You may see a new clientele. You might see a new customer, or, you know, a new audience that you may want to target or go towards. And so in order for you to do that, there's a shift that needs to be made. There are certain things that need to be done. All right. You might see a new way of presenting. You know, there are just all types of alternatives that are available to us. And so I just want to make sure that we take heed to the things that are happening. A lot of these topics I'm going to continue to dive in, and it may not necessarily be on the Mindshift Monday because it's just so much information. But today I want to make sure that also dealing with the information that's available to us. And you may have heard this before, you may have not. If you have, cool. But because we are in what is called the age of Aquarius, all right, which is the water bearer, literally, if you look it up, you'll see, you'll see the figure pouring water out of the jar, or the vase, or what it may be. And so with this, it comes information overload. Like you can literally come out and say you're going to do a thing and get so much information, get so tapped into so many things that you do nothing, or that you become confused, or that you become dissatisfied, or that you become disappointed in the things that you didn't know, or that you're finding out, because it's literally a playground of information that is available. And so that's why the focus and really making sure that I'm sure we all distract ourselves, but just making sure that the focus is there when it comes down to the intentions that have been set for the things that you would like to do overall. So that way it's like, bam, all right, this is what I said I'm going to do. Let's go ahead and get it done. All right, let me research this out. So that way there are no delays. Of course, things happen, but for the things that we can control, right? The things we can control, like our attention, we can control our attention. It's just about the will to do it or not. It's the same way with our eating and habits and our lifestyle. We choose what we want to do, right? And so, in order for us to pay it forward and move powerfully into the presence of our purpose, these are the things that we're just going to have to pay attention to, staying focused, not being easily distracted, because sometimes you can get distracted by something you really need to be paying attention to, so, everything in divine timing for what it is. All right. But in essence, if you really need to focus on something, then make sure you set aside that time, do the research, do what you said you're going to do, and get it done. All right. So, so like dealing with information, like I said, the information, you're definitely going to have to use discernment when deciding what to believe and what not to give your energy to. There are a lot of distractions, a lot of things taking place. It's really loud online and outside. There's a lot going on, a lot of things being reinforced, reiterated, to just kind of keep reinforcing the same old loop, the same rhetoric, the same narratives. And so there comes a point when there's just like, hey, look, I'm literally in my own world at this point. I see what's going on, but how can I make the changes for what's really needed and what I need to do if I'm always looking and paying attention to what they're telling me is going on? Now, of course, you can see something going on in the world and it trigger you into your purpose because you're just like, nah, I'm fed up with this. I got to do this, So it's really all about us making the powerful choice and decision to say, again, what is it that we truly want to focus on? All right. So with that, again, moving powerfully into the presence of our purpose is, of course, to me, it's a PPP. And so that's based on us literally like developing our innate abilities, our hidden talents, or just actually enjoying being able to embrace where we are and what it is we truly would like to do and the purpose that is on our lives. Okay. So again, like I said, like everybody, the PPP saved a lot of people. It was a program that really helped people, that a lot of people benefited from it. And guess what? They made it so easy that you literally, literally poof, all you had to do is just send in a few, and it was paid. Like it was forgiven, right? Now, of course, a lot of people took advantage of that. But what I'm really saying is that the same way how we're always waiting for the government to, find a way for us out of something, right? Because they literally spending money in Ukraine like crazy, right? But that's according to taxes and according to different things, that's our money, but they're spending it, but we're not signing off on any checks before this happens, right? So the point of this is that we have to protect our purpose, okay? They're protecting their purpose for their reasonings that are mostly unknown to us. And so we have to protect our purpose, all right? And so in general, that's really what I wanted to come on here to say. And the way that we protect our purpose is by staying focused, not being easily distracted, and making sure that you are around like minds of individuals and people who are moving in a direction where it's like full steam ahead. Foot is definitely on the gas. The motivation is there, the inspiration is there, and you're able to leverage that energy as well because every day is different. But guess what? Gratitude, intentions, your prayer, meditation, speaking it, affirming your day. It's certain things that set us up to move powerfully throughout our day, no matter what happens. All right. And that right there automatically protects our purpose. So we are coming into a very powerful, what we would say, portal. Okay. We are coming into a very powerful portal where we're getting ready to close out a cycle, and we are heading into a cycle before we actually come into this spring new year. And so with that, I would just say it's important to just start getting clear on where you really see yourself. And I'm only saying it because these are things that I've been doing for myself. Of course, come to, I got to roll down here because I'm not going to sit up here and say, but let's just say, yeah, 2/2/2023. We're going to be in full effect. So if you would, just make sure you stay on board. By the time I come back for the next Mindshift Monday, we're going to have some great things in store. And I really, really look forward to working with any and everybody who comes on board. Yeah, this is not going to be a long live today because we're getting ready to wrap it up. I appreciate you. If you're a if you're a replay viewer, literally somewhere in the future, maybe even a year or two from now, more than likely, what this information hopefully is just valuable, inspiring to you, empowering, and you've been able to follow along the journey for where we're heading because we're literally getting ready to be like feeling like we're about to be teleported, okay, into a whole nother exactly what it is that we see for ourselves, right? And what God has on our life are the Most High, the source of all living things, okay? So make sure y'all get as much sun as you can. It's the colder months. Make sure you get outside. Make sure you do some type of exercise. Just move your body in some type of way. Even if it's dancing, put on some music and just dance for a while. Just to feel yourself. Sometimes we just need to feel ourselves. Sometimes we just need to calm down and just breathe and just even recall the fact that we can breathe. Sometimes we can forget these little things, like these small things that we can do, right? Because we're just always so busy. But of course, full of gratitude. Again, I appreciate everyone for coming through. Whether you're here now or in the future of now, previously, the previous recording, the sound may have been a little in the way, but we found a way to fix that. And, as we keep going, we're going to keep improving and just getting better. So, again, I appreciate you guys. I hope you all had a great Monday. And I hope this is valuable to you in some way. I'm just dropping a few things. All right. So if there's anything that you have in mind specifically that you want to comment on, or you want to leave feedback about, you can definitely leave a comment. I know this is streaming on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. But in the meantime, let's get it. I appreciate y'all, and y'all have a great evening. All right, I'll see y'all later. Peace.